This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish, founder of Abish Financial Services.
A lot of firms out there say they will do tax planning, say they will do Social Security planning and RMD planning, and typically they just do investment management. They want your money.
You've worked hard your whole life to earn and save. Now you need a plan to make that money work hard for you.
Where do you stand today with your retirement accounts, with your insurance, with Social Security, RMDs, taxes, all of it? This is how we need to think. We need to think outside of the box on these matters.
Abe is here to help you unlock the keys to your retirement.
And joining us right now is another proud Virginian. You hear him every Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on WMAL with Retirement Key Radio, and you certainly hear me talk about Abe Abish every day. Abe, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Julie. Thanks for having me on.
Well, this is why you sort of do what you do, isn't it? I mean, listen, it's easy to plan for retirement when the market is just, constantly going and going and there's no pitfalls and there's no potholes. But my God, people must be calling you right now freaked out about their retirement accounts given what's been going on.
Yeah, Larry, Julie, unfortunately, I wish I had better news about the markets and economy and everything, because we all love a flourishing stock market, of course. But look, unfortunately, this can has been kicked down the road and we're paying the price today. And this has been the worst start to a year in terms of the stock market since 1939. Oof. It's been the worst start to a year to the bond market since 1980. Consumer sentiment indexes have dropped below 2008 and 1981 lows. The Dow is down, flirting with a bear market. The S&P is already in a bear market. The NASDAQ is in a bear market. Ugh. Bitcoin is down almost 60%. And as we all know, inflation just came in roaring hot at a 40-year high of 8.6%.
So what should people be looking at right now and doing in terms of, if they're within that 10 to 15-year window and they were planning on a certain amount of growth, even when the market goes down, there's usually either the bond market or treasury bills or life insurance, some other sort of investment vehicle people can utilize. Do they have options?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're exactly right. Traditionally, that typical 60-40 portfolio mix of stocks and bonds worked in the past, and we feel that's broken today because, as I just mentioned, the entire market's down, not just the stock market. So there is always opportunity in any type of market environment, even a negative market environment. And so what we need to do is what probably most people didn't do towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year is, and perhaps even before that, is to start to layer layers of protection in and wrapped around your retirement plan, especially if you're in what we call the retirement red zone. That's 5 years before you retire and the first 5 years into retirement. We're not 40 years old anymore. We've got to think defensively and conservatively and think about, locking in and securing income for ourselves and pieces of our portfolio. So I would encourage anyone listening right now that's approaching and nearing retirement or already in to build in layers of protection. It's not too late. There's always opportunity. Don't panic sell. Remember to rebalance. Remember to diversify. Perhaps have a cash bucket or extra cash right now, dry powder, to take advantage of opportunities. And of course, talk to a fiduciary or retirement planner.
I've got young kids still, obviously still living at home, but I'm thinking about when they sort of finally launch. What would you say to people who are just starting their investment journey? What would you recommend they do to be cautious in this market, but to set themselves up at least for a good beginning?
Yeah, great question, Julie. This just takes me about 20 years ago when I first got into this retirement planning world and just started saving for myself personally as a 22 or 23-year-old. I was told back then that the Roth IRA was God's gift to financial planning. And here we are today, it's still available today. And it's not a perfect, tool, but it's a great tool, especially for somebody young that's just getting out of college or starting their career, or anyone that's under certain income thresholds, to be able to put money away in a tax-deferred and tax-free bucket, because we all know that taxes are probably going to go up. And if they're probably going to go up, don't put all of your money in a tax-deferred bucket that could be taxed at higher rates down the road.
Right.
So I would encourage, a lot of people that can take advantage of it to look at Roth IRAs and just continue to save and save more as your pay goes up, save more and more. 10 years, 20 years will fly by. It did for me, and you'll be glad that you took advantage of, simple things like compound interest and tax deferral along the way.
Abe, it was about a year ago when I was sitting in your office and you and Pat said, things are going to get rough in the next year. And boy, were you right. You talk about having a licensed fiduciary. How important is that really? Because I think we've all sort of bought into the fact that we can just have our own private account, E-Trade, Schwab, whatever, and we'll be able to manage this ourselves.
Great question, Larry. Look, as you just mentioned a couple minutes ago, when the markets are flying high and they're up 20, 25, 30%, I feel like everybody thinks they're a great financial planner and a great investment advisor, right? And it's fantastic, and we all love it when the markets are up, but this is when we really earn our keep as fiduciary retirement planners. And one of the biggest reasons why people hire us, people nearing and retirement, is to avoid large losses. Look, we're not invincible. Our portfolios are down to an extent this year, but you've got to avoid large losses. We can't be another 2008 statistic. So a large loss, in our opinion, is being down 20% or more. And if you're down 20% or more in your portfolio and you're getting close to retirement, it can totally derail your life savings and retirement, maybe force you back to work, and just put you in a position that you don't want to be in approaching and entering into retirement.
Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs, Elon Musk, Nouriel Roubini, they're all saying the recession is here. It's not even a question of if, it's a question of yes. It's now the question is how long will the recession go? You got to be smart about this stuff. Abe Abish, I have a feeling we're going to be calling on you quite a bit to give us your update on where we are financially over the next several months, and hopefully we'll get out of this soon. We appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me on, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit retirementkeyradio.com and join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 2 p.m. on WMAL.
Investment advisory services offered through Abish Financial Wealth Management, LLC, number 310633, a registered investment advisor firm. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish Inc., Virginia license number 131017.